Tonight on CTV News, a look at the shooting that occurred early Thursday morning at Florida State University.
Plus, a fire at a popular Fort Collins restaurant. Hi, I'm Caitlin Conley.
And I'm Elizabeth Ruiz.
While many of you were sleeping or up late at night doing homework, a night of studying turned tragic for students at Florida State University. A gunman opened fire inside the university's library early Thursday, injuring 3 students before being killed by police. A Tallahassee police spokesman said that the gunman opened fire at police when they confronted him. According to a spokesperson for Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare, 2 students remain in the hospital and the 3rd has since been released. There were more than 300 students in the FSU library at the time of the shooting.
Many students shared their photos and videos of the tragic event on social media sites like Twitter and Facebook. Here are some photos from Twitter showing students being patted down before leaving the library. Also, some students waiting patiently to hear back from friends that were in the library. CSU President Tony Frank sent an email Thursday morning mentioning that CSU joins others in sending FSU support and hope for the injured students' recovery, and quote, for the campus as a whole as it deals with the aftermath of this terrifying incident.
A fire in the South College Cafe Rio brought in emergency crews early Thursday morning. Poudre Fire Authority put out the fire that was coming from the restaurant's kitchen. Damage to the building was minimal and only left some burned cooking equipment. One person was inside Cafe Rio at the time but was unharmed. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
2 Colorado lawmakers are currently working on a right to die bill after being inspired by a letter from a terminally ill man. Representative Joanne Janal and Lois Court are drafting the bill, which will be presented at the January session of lawmakers. Janal says the bill will be modeled like the Oregon law, which would require 2 doctors to sign off on medication and have the patient show that he or she fully understands their decision.
If you've never been to New York or seen the 9/11 Memorial, it's a large water architecture that serves to commemorate those who were lost in the 9/11 tragedy. When looking at this memorial, it's hard to imagine how much time and effort that went into the making of this infrastructure. Luckily, Dan User came to CSU last night to tell students all about how he helped to build the 9/11 Memorial.
But what he has really become is a forefront of a new form of landscape architecture, which is truly water architecture, which is really what you're named after.
The ASLA, or the American Society of Landscape Architecture, had a world-renowned speaker come and speak Wednesday evening. Dan User, who has done over 1,000 water architects around North America, was one of the architects who worked on the 9/11 Memorial.
And they all have their unique elements. This one is super grand and, emotional and significant on so many levels. But, I find, when there's something new and creative and dealing with really creative people, it makes it really fun.
User was able to explain the process of building such an iconic memorial, and he talked about the difficulty with working with water and the many factors that can have an influence in the designs, such as temperature, height, and texture. The design took years to perfect and went through many looks in order to create the perfect architecture. President of the Architecture Club, Rita Manna, owns her own landscape company and feels very passionate about the benefits of architecture.
Because when it comes down to it, landscape architects, they not only will do some really beautiful residences, but they formulate and shape the cities that we live in.
With such an emotional memorial, it was crucial that User create a place for family members and friends to remember 9/11 and memorialize the men and women who lost their lives in the attack, and he succeeded. The memorial is open for everyone all year long for anyone who wants to visit. Luckily, with Dan User's infrastructure, the water can continue to run all through the winter.
Fabiola Eller-Zavala has been named the new Into CSU Center Director. Zavala has been involved with Into since March 2013 and up until now was the academic director. She has published many works about the topic of teaching English learners. Into CSU offers undergraduate and graduate pathway programs for international students. The students earn a year credit in CSU courses through the program. Into CSU also offers on-site general English and academic English programs. For more information about Into CSU, visit www.intohire.com. The North American Association for Environmental Education has awarded the Fort Collins Natural Area Department at this year's NAAEE Awards. Fort Collins has helped conserve 41 natural areas with the help of sales tax efforts. In the past year, the city has put on events ranging from educational programs to field trips for students to more than 15,000 people.
To learn more about Fort Collins natural areas, visit fcgov.com/natural areas.
Austin Harley is here with his weather forecast.
Hey Austin, what's in store for us?
Thanks, Caitlin. A beautiful day today, and I'm sure you might have noticed, I did as well. Here's one of our viewers who also took notice of the beautiful weather today, showing a nice blue sky up there, just a bit of clouds and the snow starting to melt up at Horsetooth as well. Here's our live cam outside right now. Looks like we got a little bit of siren police activity going on over here, but otherwise, a couple people out milling about. Pretty nice night out there right now. Just grab a jacket as you're heading out the door. It's 36 degrees right now, I believe, as we look to our current condition graphic, mostly cloudy. Just a very, very light wind, 2 miles an hour from the west, making it feel more like 35 right now. Here's what you can expect over the next few hours. By 9:32, dropping into the 20s by 11, and we're at 27 by 1. So a fairly mild night for this time of year. Conditions will be even more mild tomorrow. I'll have more of that here in a little bit. Back to you.
Thanks, Austin, and the full weather forecast is coming up after the break.
Plus, a dance group from Fort Collins is traveling to the Big Apple for a well-known parade. Don't go away.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Well, welcome back from the break. A beautiful day today, and take a look outside right now. We have a beautiful evening in store as well. A couple people out milling about tonight. Just a good night to grab the jacket and head out for maybe a little walk. Tomorrow, going to be fairly nice as well. Pack along a sweatshirt though for the afternoon and the morning as well. Will be about average for this time of year. You know, your typical November 50s. You might even need a hat in the morning, but you'll definitely be able to ditch that for the afternoon. Here's what we're expecting. 32 degrees at 9 a.m. Just a few clouds. We'll build more clouds in through the afternoon tomorrow as some upper level moisture floods in. But really nothing too crazy tomorrow. Still going to be dry. 49 our high tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Partly cloudy skies throughout the afternoon. Here's our visible satellite. This is why it's so nice right now. All this high pressure is resting over the western U.S. Here's a bad system of cold weather, and then we have another system resting over here, and we're stuck in between. This little guy, he's going to make his way over here over the next few days, and I'll show you what we're expecting, but not quite down to the foothills. So Friday and Saturday, you're headed out, end of the semester, getting ready to go home. If you have plans to fly from Denver International Airport, beautiful weather on Friday and Saturday, so don't really expect any delays on our end of the flight. You'll want to watch the rest of the country though. Here's Friday. Seattle will be having some shower activity move in. Otherwise, pretty good conditions across the rest of the area. Some evening thunderstorms in Houston. If you're leaving on Saturday, expect a lot of snow in Salt Lake and some pretty severe thunderstorms in Houston. So keep that in mind as you're watching for your flights. Over the next 5 days, if you have plans to stay in Fort Collins, dry again through Saturday. Sunday here, we'll have a little more cloud cover than at DIA and breezy. Otherwise, we have some flurries possibly moving into the area on Monday and Tuesday. A little cooler as well. The big snow won't come until Thanksgiving Day. Back to you.
If you're looking for something to do this weekend before Thanksgiving, how about eating at the Aspen Grill restaurant inside the Laurie Student Center? CSU grad student and guest chef James Mazzetti will be assisting the staff for the 3-course special. The cost is $13 plus tax. For reservations, call 970-491-7006.
In addition to the loads of turkey, mashed potatoes, and pie we eat each year, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade has also been an exciting part of the holiday for many. Fort Collins will have a special connection this year as several dancers from a Fort Collins Dance and Music School named The Studio will be heading down to New York City this Saturday to dance in the parade. For many years, Spirit of America Productions has been selecting dancers from all across the nation to perform in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. This year, The Studio, a dance and music school located in Fort Collins, Loveland, and Longmont, will be sending 16 of their competition girls to New York in order to perform.
I think it'll be cold, really cold. I think it'll be kind of surreal. You know, we've worked so hard on this for weeks, and we've been preparing for this opportunity for months.
The girls were chosen after a choreographer at a holiday bowl in San Diego noticed them several years back. Impressed by their work ethic, teamwork, and performance, she nominated them to dance among 500 other dancers from around the United States.
Oh my goodness, I'm thrilled. I lived in New York City for a few years and danced professionally there. So to be able to bring my girls home and to be able to dance on such a huge stage is a dream come true for me.
Knowing they were in it about a year ago, the girls have been preparing for months, but only received the choreography and music several weeks ago.
These girls have worked so very hard for this. I almost want to cry when I think of how hard they've worked for this and how much they've put into it, even outside of dance, to raise the funds for this. So it's so neat to see someone who has such drive and passion and work ethic watch their dreams come true. There's nothing like it.
The dance will have a hip-hop style with songs from video games, including Mario Kart in the parade production. To see the studio dancers in the parade, you can look for shirts that say "I Heart Video Games" and pixelated neon pants. Sports anchor Grace Reeder will be here after the break.
And a jolly man is coming to Old Town Square for the holidays. Don't go away.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Welcome back from the break. As everyone knows, this year's football season is coming to an end, which means that if you haven't attended a football game at Hughes Stadium, your last chance is Saturday at 11:30 when CSU takes on 3-7 the New Mexico Lobos. This game is one to watch considering the Rams have been getting an outstanding amount of national recognition this year for the team as a whole and for individual players. To sort these honors out for you, I'm going to play a little game called Grace's Awards Ceremony. The first award I'm going to talk about is the Heisman. The Rams have reached the Heisman list through their quarterback, Garrett Grayson, who's a legitimate contender to win the trophy. Grayson has completed 204 out of 311 passes this year for a grand total of 3,024 yards and 26 touchdowns. Do I think he can win it? Considering BYU quarterback Taysom Hill is out for the season due to an injury, and Texas A&M quarterback Kenny Hill and Georgia running back Todd Gurley have both been suspended, I think he may actually have a chance. The next award I'd like to talk about is a dual award. Rashard Higgins was recently placed on the Players to Watch list for the 2014 Walter Camp Player of the Year honor. He is one of 15 contenders for the award and is one of 2 wide receivers to get nominated. Higgins was also named a semifinalist for the Biletnikoff Award on Monday. It is very possible that he receives both of these awards with his 142.2 receiving yards per game, 13 receiving touchdowns, and 1,280 receiving yards. Another honor the team has received is their national ranking in the AP polls. The team is currently ranked 22nd after defeating Hawaii. However, I'd like to change that award and give the team my own. CSU is #1 in my playbook because Garrett Grayson battled Hawaii without his go-to players and still dominated, and because the football team has been packing Hughes all season. This team has been an absolute joy to watch, and I highly suggest you go support them on Saturday. Back to you guys.
Good news, students. The CSU Morgan Library will have extended hours beginning November 30th. Just in time to prepare for finals, the library will remain open until 2 in the morning Monday through Friday until December 19th. The library will also have extended hours during the weekend. For a full list of extended hours, visit lib.colostate.edu.
Start preparing your Christmas wish list because Jolly Santa Claus is coming to Fort Collins. He will ride into Old Town for the holiday season Saturday at noon. His workshop will be set up in Old Town Square and will be open Wednesday through Sunday until December 14th between noon and 6. The cost to see Santa is free.
Well, looks like that's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for watching.
Check us out on the Collegian website and on Twitter @CollegianC for the latest news updates.
Have a great fall break, Rams.